If you are willing to be more focused on your goals, prioritize, and take responsibility for your actions, bear in mind the advice of Marcus Aurelius. Aurelius led the Roman Empire from 161 to 180 AD and single-handedly fought against invading armies while holding the Eastern Front. He was known as an earnest, just ruler who successfully managed to incorporate his concubine's child. Aurelius devoted time to writing Meditations, which was a series of autobiographical writings. These offer invaluable reminders to the author's future self, self-discipline being one of the recurring themes. Here are 10 of the most striking meditations to self-discipline by Marcus Aurelius. Without purpose, self-discipline becomes meaningless. It requires a goal to be achieved. Go to work as human. Life must have been an unavoidable animal. It cannot be. Of what good needs to be done? What good can avail one if bodily movement is mandatory? What? Ask the dying why they go to exotic cotton robots? What I move about does distract them from pillows and cushions. Aurelius thought we each have something which whoever embodies and claims dies. Claim purgatorial sounds which dare color's purpose, instead offering silence. Rope light emerging casts illusion mourning. When you have goals and understand how the task helps you achieve them, you are more likely to complete the task at hand. Take, for example, a scenario where you have a flat tire. Your goal is to replace the flat tire as fast as possible so you can continue with your journey. You are definitely going to carry out that task regardless of how tired you are because it helps you accomplish something useful. This is an example where having a compelling reason to self-discipline yourself helps greatly. In case you are overwhelmed by many options, just begin. For example, if you want to become a writer, start writing on a daily basis. If the ambition is to become an artist, create and draw something each day. For all these things, no extra research, advice, or motivation is needed. Just the willingness to begin is essential. And self-discipline stems from having an internal desire that propels you forwards toward your objectives. It is about providing yourself with actively pursuing the set goals and giving yourself a reason that makes you motivated and driven to accomplish them. Making a decision to a task is what gives self-discipline a purpose. Pushing yourself towards doing something by giving yourself compelling, rational sides on why you should undertake that action helps in succeeding to the very end. Count on yourself. As Marcus Aurelius would have you do, you should turn your desire to stone, quench your appetites, keep your mind centered on itself. Once you have a firm purpose, now it's time to construct a pragmatic plan of action to serve you in getting your goal done. You shouldn't only commit to your objectives, but commit to all the small things you will do along the way towards achieving those objectives. We need to be completely committed to doing whatever it takes to accomplish the job, regardless of what obstacles come our way. Self-discipline is having the capacity to make yourself act, to get it done despite the way you are feeling, mentally, emotionally, or physically. All you ever want out of life, all you want to have, be, and do, is in the hands of being able to motivate yourself to make the correct steps to produce results, despite feeling like doing it or not. You should begin by creating a successful plan of action that is made up of a time frame for achieving your goal. It should also be structured on the basis of many milestones that divide your goal into smaller pieces. Many milestones will keep you working toward your end goal in little pieces and time chunks. This strategy places you in control. It makes you feel in charge of the projects and tasks you're doing. What you're really trying to avoid is giving in to being overwhelmed. Overwhelming can easily devolve into procrastination, and procrastination can, in turn, devolve into stagnation. And naturally, where there is stagnation, self-discipline cannot be. Arrive each day. Marcus Aurelius writes, "You must build up your life action by action and be content if each one achieves its goal as far as possible, and no one can keep you from this." Despite having a good purpose and a realistic plan, 95% of us do not make it to the finish line. We do not make it because we do not persist. We must simply arrive day after day and do the work. The act of simply arriving and being in your work alone does a great deal for mental toughness. You develop concentration and accept the hard work it takes to get anything accomplished. You must work countless hours before you get any of the reward. Self-discipline is simply the habit of repetition. getting the motivation to do something over and over again until you can do it on autopilot and begin to see results. So even if you mess up once, say if you didn't exercise when you knew you should have, this doesn't make you who you are. Your capacity to continue is what shapes you into a disciplined and resilient individual. A bad day doesn't necessarily have to turn into a bad week. A bad week doesn't necessarily have to turn into a bad year. As soon as you wake up, keep in mind that the new day is a new life, and start moving forward by opening your eyes and looking at what's ahead of you, which is life itself. Practice self-chosen austerity. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, we must train ourselves on trifles and thus come to important matters. If you have a headache, exercise in not cursing. Do not curse when you have an earache. And I don't mean you should never complain, but do not complain with all your heart. Self-chosen austerity is one of the tools that can be used to establish our self-discipline. Voluntary hardship is continuously challenging ourselves, and by making life habitually uncomfortable in some manner, we are toughening ourselves for the day that we might have to live it for real. A self-imposed difficulty could be skipping a meal and starving for one night, taking a cold shower, not lighting up, sleeping on the floor, leaving your coat at home when you know it is raining and chilly outside, or giving away half your wardrobe to charity. You might decide to be off social media for some days, or toss your cell phone into the drawer. Do it often enough, and you will learn to appreciate what scarcity and hardship feel like, and that you can survive with both if necessary. Train the dichotomy of control. Marcus Aurelius states, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Being upset, being annoyed by trivial matters right away, is horrible for discipline. You have a goal, you're acting, and then distraction and distress regarding some outside thing, which is outside your control, disrupts you. The best you can do in those situations is to use Epictetus's dichotomy of control. Remind yourself what is within your control and what is not. If you accept what's not within your control and accept it, you will be at peace. Use the following sentence the next time you're upset and agitated. Do you have a problem in your life? No? Then do not worry. Yes? Can you do anything about it? Yes. Then do not worry. No? Then do not worry. Never play the victim. As Marcus Aurelius once said, do your job without whining. Have you ever said any of the following? I was born this way. I was never taught otherwise. My parents were awful role models. Everybody else does it. What are those? Excuses that people give for remaining as they are, rather than working on becoming better. You must take responsibility. The why me mentality is a nemesis to mental toughness. You may not be responsible, but your life hangs in the balance of you figuring out what you can control and taking those things into your own hands. You need to train yourself to put these things into perspective this way, rather than going straight to self-pity. It's a lot easier to blame others for something when something goes wrong, but only the ones with a certain amount of mental toughness can step up, even when it's not their fault, and save the ship. Be the person who steps in to act, not the one who stands aside and blames. When you blame yourself or your current situation, you give up control and abdicate personal responsibility. And without a feeling of ownership, real progress, and unachievable goal. Practice delayed gratification. As Marcus Aurelius phrased it, so you were born to feel nice instead of doing things and experiencing them? Don't you see the plants, the birds, the ants and spiders and bees going about their individual tasks, putting the world in order as best they can? And you won't do your work as a human being? Why aren't you rushing to do what is natural for you? Delayed gratification takes holding back until you receive what you desire. Think of a company holiday party when you have platters of tasty and appealing food in front of you when you're on a diet. If you allow yourself to fill your plate with high-fat treats, you may ruin your diet, but you will derive some instant enjoyment. And if you can fend it off and have the salad and carrot stick snack attack the rest of the evening, you'll likely gain an even sweeter reward down the road. Losing those few unwanted pounds and fitting into that beloved skinny pair of jeans. This capacity to resist temptation and adhere to our goals is sometimes known as self-discipline. And postponing gratification is sometimes viewed as being at the heart of this behavior. Undefined, we postpone what we desire now so that we can possibly obtain something else, something greater, down the road. Ignore critics. Marcus Aurelius states, when another blames you or hates you or people voice similar criticisms, go to their souls, penetrate inside and see what sort of people they are. You will see that you have no reason to be racked with worry that they must have any specific opinion regarding you. Every time you move out of the crowd and state, even to yourself, that you are convinced that you have a special mission in life and that you are going to do whatever it takes to fulfill it, you will attract detractors. Naysayers are those who criticize, object to, or are against something. The naysayers simply love to say nay. They may love you, but they are scared of change. So they are against all things, and their thoughts are simply awful for your self-control. You have to understand that letting yourself be angered by the opinion of a stranger or of a person you don't respect is just as silly as being angered by the weather. It's wasted energy. Their voice doesn't deserve to be heard. Don't give your peace of mind away to strangers to upset at their whim. You must go out of your way to get straight feedback from people you respect. But if someone just has a history of being a naysayer, ignore them. Seek out good role models to follow. Marcus Aurelius writes, "It will even do to socialize with men of good character, in order to model your life on theirs, whether you choose someone living or someone from the past." It's time now to seek outside for guidance to help bolster your self-discipline. To be precise, let's find role models. Your role models may be your colleagues, family, or friends who have already attained the goal you are striving for. Ask yourself, who is doing this at the moment? Who has attained this goal successfully? Who has attained this habit successfully? Who has attained this change successfully? Who possesses the required self-discipline in this regard? What can I learn from this individual that can assist me on my journey? Take time to question these individuals about how they discipline themselves. Question them about how they executed on particular actions that led them to their desired result. Then take their experience and apply it to help you discipline yourself on your own personal path. Honest evaluation of your day. As Marcus Aurelius puts it, these are the qualities of the rational soul: consciousness of itself, examination of itself, and determination of itself. It harvests its own grain, it achieves its own aim. Scrutinizing yourself is one of the best ways to become more disciplined and identify your weak points. Be utterly honest and use this time to get in touch with your subconscious. Evening retrospections done consistently will enable you to be more self-aware every step of your day, since you will be continually collecting information in order to devise and articulate productive responses to these questions. Pose yourself the following questions. What did I do well today? Where did I test my discipline and self-control? Where I did well? What did I do bad, and why did that happen? And also, how can I correct it? Now you know how to do better tomorrow. But don't beat yourself up over it. Be like Seneca and forgive yourself. Practice some self-compassion. What science has found is that it's forgiving yourself, not beating yourself up, that keeps you from continuing to put things off. And don't just criticize yourself. Think about what you did well so you can do it again tomorrow. Be thankful for the good that occurred today.